audience, a variety.
Hello, my name is Brandon Bykoff, and today I will be commenting on Mitchell's persuasive presentation. So let's go ahead and get started.
Hello everyone, I'm here today to talk to you about one of my favorite movies. It's The Man from Earth. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to know someone who's 14,000 years old? The stories they could tell, the advice they could give? If yes, then this is the perfect movie for you.
I just want to point out that the beginning of this presentation, you started with a very interesting way to grab my attention, asking, would you like to ask someone 1,400 years old or 14,000 a question, or how many stories they may have? You really did a great job at capturing my attention. I just wanted to tell you I think that was a great way to start off your presentation. Let's just move on now.
The Man from Earth is not a big budget blockbuster, but it is very worth it. The storyline.
Your delivery on that certain part just caught my attention. I've watched this video about 4 times, but right there I noticed how you said it's not a very big budget, but it is very well worth it. The way you said it, your eyes popped as you have a personal experience with the movie and you really do recommend it. I can tell you're not just reading off a piece of paper. You actually recommend the movie. You actually enjoy it, which just helps.
The characters, the debate both in and after the movie are wonderful. The first time I watched the movie, it was on Netflix, and I got about 10 minutes in and I turned it off because I knew it was something special.
At this moment, I want to point out that you did a great job putting in a personal story in the body. You were talking about how you saw it on Netflix and you turned it off because you knew it was something special. You hyped up the movie, which did a great job making me want to watch it. And then you went ahead and you explained how, when you first turned it off, you wanted to share it. And when your wife got off work, you guys went ahead and watched it together. And I just think that's a really strong story. A personal story always helps sell your persuasive speech. And you kind of touched me because, maybe I want to do this with my girlfriend now. You did a really good job at this point.
Special, and I had to share it with someone. My wife got off work, we watched it, and then afterwards we talked about it for hours. And then to this day, it is one of my favorite movies. So exactly what is The Man from Earth? What is it about? And why should you watch it? The Man from Earth, described on tvstoreonline.com, is the last work of acclaimed sci-fi writer Jerome Bixby. His son Emerson transcribed the end of the screenplay.
At this point, I want to point out that although you did read off a card, your eyes did scroll a little bit off camera, but I want to point out that this isn't a bad thing because it gave you some flavor and some more character. But on top, it looks like you're reading a quote, which quotes directly help correlate with your persuasive speech, and I just think it was a really smart idea to have a quote ready from, online TV, and just you had concrete evidence and facts support persuasive speeches, and that just helps you better connect with the audience. You did a great job right there.
For his father while he was on his deathbed. Jerome Bixby is a known sci-fi author. He wrote episodes of Star Trek, including the famous Mirror Mirror episode, as well as episodes of The Twilight Zone. What is it about? The whole movie is basically his story. He's telling us his story as we go through his audience, a variety of different reactions, from amusement to condescension to horror to fascination, etc., 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 said John Billingsley on an interview on StarTrek.com about the main characters and the plot. Everyone should experience this movie, and many have.
When we're talking about your delivery here, you did a very good job. You didn't move your hands too much. You were kind of in a still position. Kind of looks like you were a little nervous, but you pulled it off really well. When you had said, why should you watch, and you gave me about 3 different questions, and you answered them all really well. You covered your bases, and it showed you knew what you were talking about. And I just want to point out that, again, is a great reason why I might want to watch the movie now, because you asked me these questions, and you covered why I should watch it, what it's about, and, you covered all your bases. It was really good.
The movie has been, according to WeGotThisCovered.com, viewed over 1 million times by Netflix users, and has sold over 100,000 DVDs. 20 of I hope I have given you plenty of information about The Man from Earth, what it is about, why you should watch it. Though it is not a big budget movie, it has no special effects or mainstream actors, it is well worth your time. Sometimes special effects aren't everything. Sometimes all you need is a great story by a great storyteller.
And finally, I want to point out the clincher or the conclusion statement that you just threw out there. It may not have a lot of special effects, but sometimes you don't need that. You just need a great story told by a great storyteller. That's one of those $1,000,000 lines that you hear in a song or at the end of a book. It really stuck in my head, and you know, I think I'm going to use it sometime. I don't know when I'll use it. Maybe I'll say it to my kids one day. I don't know. You just did a really good job pointing out you don't need money, you don't need flashy things. You just need a concrete story and a concrete person to tell your story, and it will be thrown out there, you know? You did a great job, Michael. Or Mitchell. The other thing I want to say is, as far as criticism or constructive criticism, I just want to throw out that, maybe a little more eye contact. I kind of felt like you were looking at your dog at certain times as she ran through the room. Also, it just seems like you were looking down a little bit, like you didn't want to look at the camera. It could just be the camera angle of the placement of where you put it. Maybe just try to make it a little more eye level. Other than, the eyes movement, your concrete, you had everything like smacked down how it should. You did a good job on your opening statement. Really caught my attention. You covered 3 like who, what, when, where, why. You covered that in like a good summary, which is like a foundation you learned in like 2nd grade. I remember that. And you just did a great job. You kept it short and simple, and you pointed out you may not have a lot of money in this film, but a concrete story and a concrete storyteller is all you really need. And I can't really offer you much more criticism now, even if I wanted to. You just did a really good job on your speech. I appreciate you letting me comment on your video. Thank you, and have a great day.